Welcome to 6 Minutes. On this episode, Pierre slams Trudeau over insane spending, Drake extra excited over the latest Toronto drug bust, what's the plan to stop the TTC violence, Juno news, and so much more. I'm your host, Georgie. Let's get rid of these stories. New year, same Justin and Pierre. Justin Trudeau and Pierre face off for the first time in 2023, which many are calling the most heated week of debates to date.
Well, after 8 years in power, rents have doubled from $1,000 to $2,000. Monthly mortgage payments have doubled from $1,500 to well over $3,000. 1 in 5 Canadians are skipping meals, and half of Canadians are cutting groceries because of the food price inflation that his carbon tax has caused. And where's the money going? $15 billion for high-priced consultants like McKinsey.
The opposition took aim at the Liberals' misspending after news that the Liberal government spent $15 billion on consulting contracts in the 2021-2022 fiscal year.
Mr. Speaker, over our time in office, I have been touched by seeing how many Canadians of extraordinary backgrounds have put their hands up and offered to serve their country, to contribute to Canadian success and contribute to governments. And Dominic Barton has certainly served his country in many ways, including by being an outstanding ambassador to China.
Dominic Barton, the government's former ambassador to China and former global managing director at McKinsey, was the sole witness at the House of Commons committee hearing on Wednesday, trying to make sense of the massive expenditure on consultants.
I'm telling you about I know what the relationship is with the Prime Minister, and I'm telling you that it was a professional relationship. And I'm honestly quite shocked at what I'm reading about in the papers. It's incredible. He must find it incredible because it's just simply not true. It was a professional relationship. There was respect. There were always people in the room. And that's what it was.
How do you guys feel about this story? I would love to hear your thoughts down in the comment section below. You'll never guess what Drake and the recent 400-kilo drug bust in Toronto have in common. Toronto police have just arrested 4 men and seized almost 400 kilograms of narcotics in an investigation dubbed Project Zero. Police also seized 7 motor vehicles, over $500,000 in Canadian currency, and 4 loaded Glock handguns. One of them potentially being mentioned in a Drake song. One of the individuals, Paul Leletiu, spent 6 months in jail for robbing Drake at gunpoint in Little Italy back in 2009. The then 23-year-old Drake describes the incident in his song From Florida with Love, detailing giving the perps $2,000 in cash, a watch, and a diamond chain Lil Wayne had gifted him. Paul and the 3 other individuals charged in the drug bust are set to appear in court in the coming weeks. Despite adding upwards of 80 police officers throughout the transit system last week, Toronto's TTC Woes carry on. Since Saturday, we have seen at least 5 more incidences of violence despite the rollout of more officers. Many experts have predicted this, calling the effort by the TPS a bandage solution. Experts are calling for hiring more police and tackling mental health and economic issues, which remain the root of the problem. Doug Ford, however, disagrees.
Yeah, well, so when it comes to the mental health and with partnerships of the federal government, we're spending over $3.8 billion. It's staggering. We're the first government ever to have a minister dedicated mental health and addiction. And maybe the Minister of Health is probably more familiar.
We are the first government in Ontario to have a full-time minister who is literally rolling out our roadmap to wellness. $3.8 billion investment. As recently as a couple of days ago, we made another investment of a program that we have seen in a very short period of time working successfully, the One-Stop Talk.
The head of the Transit Union of Canada is calling the situation alarming and is calling for a national plan to come up with a concrete recommendation to improve safety for staff and passengers. Last weekend marked the 1-year anniversary of the polarizing Freedom Rally. Unlike last year, the streets in front of Parliament were blocked off, leading to a much more subdued protest.
I live here in Ottawa, and I actually miss the sound of the horns.
Despite the smaller crowd and lack of blaring horns, protesters still showed up to express their displeasure.
Been on our case since 1988.
Those divisions were on display.
Hey, come here.
A counter-protester clashed with a member of the Freedom Convoy.
A big bunch of whiny babies who threw a mega tantrum last year in our city.
What are your thoughts on the Freedom Rally? Are you going next year? Let me know in the comment section down below. 36 organizations and not one protester. Jordan Peterson kicked off his Canadian tour on Monday in Ottawa with some words for the coalition of 36 community groups pushing to have his event cancelled. Faye Johnstone, executive director of the consulting firm Wisdom to Action and trans activist, said marginalized people in Ottawa have been through enough.
Why are you of the belief that this appearance should be cancelled?
Well, Jordan Peterson has a proven history of being misogynistic, racist, and transphobic. I don't think his views have any place in our city. And we, as a coalition of Ottawa-based organizations, are calling for him to be cancelled, for the event to be cancelled, for his platform to be removed from the Canadian Tire Centre because it's not a good message for our residents.
Despite the uproar, Jordan's speech went on without a hitch. The Juno Awards will be held on March 13th, and the nominees were just announced. Some notable Toronto artists on the bill this year are Pangs and Six Buzz, who are nominated for Rap Single of the Year with Alejandro Sosa. Safe is nominated for Traditional R&B/Soul Recording of the Year with All I Need. Murder Beats was nominated for Producer of the Year for a whole slew of records, and The Weeknd is nominated for Artist of the Year. Simu Liu will return as host for the second straight year. To see the complete list of nominees, check the link in the bio. New music for y'all screwface weirdos. On January 28th, A.R. Paisley dropped Hollywood. Check this one out.
Yeah. I fell a couple times, but I still landed on my feet. Now we're overlooking Hollywood, we made it out these streets. If you were starving right beside me, I'ma make sure that we feast. So raise your glasses for a toast.
On February 1st, Doobie dropped Thug Baby /Free DeMarcus. Check this one out.
I needed to. I don't feel too fly inside this coop, cause I ain't with you. I ain't fucking with no front door vibes. Sometimes you told me pull up late at night. Do I need a new vibe? Cause I don't need a new ride. I need you to hold tight. I make sure my...
And on February 3rd, Money Music dropped Double Faces, featuring Nav and Sofago.
Money don't keep on that motherfucker. Look around and I see double faces. I could tell who really who fake it.
All the music heard in these episodes can be found in the Showcase Toronto Spotify playlist. And that's it for this episode of 6 Minutes. Please like, comment, subscribe, and I hope to see you guys next week. One love.